Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chains. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the chains. They try to hold me, I'ma push back, just wait and you'll see.
Welcome to the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and we are just 24 hours away from early signing day. Going to talk about some possible targets, some interesting news that's come out over the last day. As of right now, Tennessee, according to 24/7 Sports, they rank 18th nationally and 8th in the SEC for the class of 22. We'll talk about some current targets coming up, but like I said, also some interesting news. Before we get going, as always, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up just below the video. Helps the channel, the analytics, all that good stuff. If you're new to the Talkin Vols Network, welcome. We ask you to go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications so you don't miss out when we go live. Also, a reminder, we do cover the basketball program. Dauber and the Indy Kid will be live tonight, immediately following the basketball game, and then tomorrow we will be live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, breaking down early signing day. So make sure you tune in to that. And let's just jump right into it. Obviously, some bad news yesterday. Marquise Gilbert commits to Auburn, #1 JUCO safety in the country. And that's going to kind of be the theme for this video. Going into this season, you know, we expected Josh Heupel to deliver on offense. That's what he's done everywhere he's been. So when you talk about recruiting, you go back to the quote from VAWLS Jones Jr. What wide receiver wouldn't want to play in this offense? You've got guys like Caleb Webb committed, Cam Miller, Chaz Nimrod. It was nice to have the news come out yesterday that Squirrel White doubles down his commitment to Tennessee. You know, he's been getting courted by all kinds of programs. All of a sudden, Squirrel White's a hot commodity, but he doubles down his commitment to Tennessee. I'm excited about that. You hear Jason Swain talk about Squirrel White, and he says, yes, he may be a 3-star on paper, but when I watch him on film, when I see the tape, I see a 5-star. I see a guy with a lot of talent. I see elite route running. That excites me about the future for Squirrel White. So I'm glad to see him, you know, double down that commitment, and I'm ready. Again, as always, you got to wait till they put the pen to paper, but I am a little bit more encouraged about that. But again, the question is this staff going to be able to recruit on the defensive side of the ball? That is a big-time question. But let's look at some targets still out there on the board, still possibilities. Tomorrow, Justin Williams, 4-star running back, is supposed to sign the paperwork at 8 a.m., make his decision official. Still feel pretty confident there. Going to be a nice addition to the running back room. I would still personally, I think Tennessee should hit the transfer portal and try to find somebody that can come in and produce from day one. Not a guy like Justin Williams that you got to get ready. Dylan Sampson's also, I think he's getting a little bit of hype and momentum as far as getting bumped up to a 4-star. But there's a couple other guys on defense that, again, are they going to be able to land? A couple of guys that I would call almost 50-50 guys. Darren Agu, he's committed to Vanderbilt, but Tennessee's kind of come on late. He's a 3-star edge rusher out of the state of Georgia. Can Tennessee make a push? It sounds like he is still staying loyal to Clark Lee. We'll see how it plays out. Brent Hubbs over at VolQuest said it was a 50-50 deal, so we shall see. Seems like Tennessee is pursuing a lot of edge guys, but not able to get over the hump and get one of these guys in the boat. Gabriel Jacques, 3-star edge rusher out of Florida. Again, one of these 50-50 deals. Sounds like it's coming down to Tennessee and Illinois. He was on campus, did visit, went well, but it's kind of like Darren Agu. Did Tennessee come late to the party on some of these guys? And again, it goes back to what Josh Heupel was dealt, the cards he was dealt when he took the job at Tennessee. Demario Tolan, linebacker, 4-star linebacker out of the state of Florida. A lot of guys have been talking about him. I've never felt good about this one, guys. I haven't. He's seemed loyal to LSU all throughout this process. Sounds like that's where he's going. Another miss on defense. Jeffrey Mba. What happened there? All of a sudden, Missouri is in the mix. I don't know what's off. I don't know what's missing there. This may be the biggest surprise of all of them to me. I did see where I think it was Ben McKee over at VolQuest said that Jeffrey Mba does have some type of tie-in to a former JUCO coach that's on the Missouri coaching staff. So maybe that plays a factor in it. Maybe some of it's comfort level. I don't know. Another one, Tyree West. Sounds like he's leaning towards FSU. When you start looking at all these defensive linemen, Darren Agu, Jacques, Jeffrey Mba, Tyree West, and we're going to get to the big one here in just a second. I know a lot of you guys wanted me to talk about Walter Nolen again. I think that's what Walter Nolen wants, is all of us to continue to talk about him. But I really thought when you looked at all these defensive linemen, I thought Rodney Garner would be able to pull off, at least pull some of these, two of these guys, two of the three big ones, the Tyree West, Jeffrey Mba, and Walter Nolen. I thought he would be able to land at least two of those guys, definitely one of those guys. But it's sounding like, we missed on Tyree West and Jeffrey Mba. And even it sounds like we've missed on Walter Nolen. Maybe the guy that he can get is Jared Verse through the transfer portal. Maybe that one will work out. But what I don't understand, and we're going to talk about the words processing guys out. Guys that you have taken a commitment with, but then once it gets later into the process and you start trying to work your numbers, you tell these guys to look elsewhere. We're going to get into that in just a second. But why process out a guy like Vincent Sneed, who got bumped to a 4-star? Is Rodney Garner still on the big fish? Does he still believe? Is something going to happen crazy on early signing day that we don't know? Because all we can do is sit back and speculate. And we can talk about, 50-50 shots with Tyree West or Jeffrey Mba to Missouri. And, kudos to guys like Austin Price, Brent Hubbs, what those guys do at VolQuest. Their information is spot on. But why would you process out Vincent Sneed, a 4-star defensive lineman, and not be able to pull one of these guys home? Some other news I wanted to get into real quick. Brody Foley, been committed for a while. He was a 3-star tight end, got bumped up to a 4-star, according to 24/7 Sports. Processed out, again, due to numbers. This coaching staff has decided that they don't need a high school tight end in this class. And I mean, I get it. You look at the roster, you look at what you have at tight end on the roster. You got Fant, Warren, Campbell, Nixon, Trinity Bell. You got a good mix of upperclassmen and younger guys, plus you just got the big commit from the 23 tight end, Ethan Davis. But again, we're playing numbers game, and we're struggling to reach that magic number 25. Is it because they're going to look to the portal for more guys? Processing out, though, is something I wanted to talk about. It's a tough situation, and the timing for this, for Brody Foley, it sucks. And it's not just Josh Heupel. It's not just this Tennessee coaching staff. It happens all over the country. So anybody's stupid if they're just going to say that it's just Josh Heupel. It's all over the country. But it brings up the point to this. Yesterday, made the video talking about players opting out, players being selfish, players looking out for number one. But when you flip over and you look at this and you talk about processing a kid out who plans to be an early enrollee, he planned to be on campus just within a few weeks. Now he's looking for a college to go to. And I get it. It's part of the hustle, the grind. It's part of college football. But it's tough. It's tough. I hate it for Brody Foley. Wish him the best. Hope he finds some place that he is excited about playing college football at. The last thing I was going to talk about, I was going to pull up an article, but I'm not going to go through it. I'm just going to just briefly mention it. And that's Walter Nolen, who was supposed to be signing on early signing day, has now decided that he's not going to do that. He's not going to sign on early signing day. Now, some of you guys might have got excited. You might have got excited. The quote here I saw from him says, "I just wanted to check all my bases and see what they were about. It was a great visit. I got to talk with the coaches, so I have no complaints." But he wants to push this thing out. Why? Is this the big fish that Rodney Garner's going to land? Is this the one? Or is this just a simple case of Walter Nolen wanting to continue to be the center of attention? As we have seen his recruiting process play out from the beginning, it's been all about Walter Nolen being the center of attention. Don't get too excited, guys. I don't see Walter Nolen coming to Tennessee. But not surprised at all that he wants to extend this, wants to soak up the spotlight, wants to enjoy the process. Kudos to him. Number one ESPN player in the country. If he wants to enjoy the spotlight, go ahead and enjoy it, young man. But I don't think that means anything for Tennessee other than it does give Rodney Garner a little bit more time, but we'll see. We'll see. Never say never when it comes to Rodney Garner. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Are you disappointed? Are you disappointed? And it seems like the last 24 hours took a turn for the worse. If you sign on to the old general's quarters over at VolQuest, it's the end of the world as we know it. This recruiting class is really kind of playing out how I expected. I expected this coaching staff to need to go into the portal once we got through the early signing period. Even once we get through February and into spring practice, they're going to need to go to the portal. I expected that. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. If you haven't done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, you can go to bonfire.com/store/TalkinVols. Pick up the official merchandise of the Talkin' Vols Network. Go order yourself something for Christmas. You deserve it. You deserve it, so go buy yourself a Christmas present, something straight out of the store for the Talkin' Vols Network. Any and all support, greatly appreciated. That's going to wrap it up for this one. Don't forget to join Dauber and the Indie Kid live tonight, post-game show, and then join us all tomorrow, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern for Talkin' Vols live. But that's going to wrap it up. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
The songs how like me, poets sat in our chains, soaking moon.